So I created a course. It was a big program. I had a lot of amazing people get a lot of amazing results. Then I let the youngsters in, people who were really experienced. And as you know the story, they didn't know what to do, they didn't know what to say. Copywriting was hard, this was kind of a challenge. Could AI do the work for them? Let's give it a shot. You've all heard of ChatGPT, right? That was the first thing I went through. I went through ChatGPT because this is a tool that has been blowing up like no tomorrow. Fastest company to 100 million users ever. 2 months. TikTok, 9 months. Instagram, 30 months. 2 months. This thing went nowhere. Right? And AI is the most disruptive technology that's ever been created ever. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I'm looking at the stats here, right? I know the wellness industry. I was in like skincare, and I had a skincare brand, and also coaches, and that whole industry is like 1.5 trillion. AI is 15 trillion by 2030. Like that's like 10 times bigger. The CEO of Google is like, it's going to be bigger than the internet itself. I mean, imagine a world where you can make 10 times more just choosing a different product and being on a different way. Right? Warren Buffett likes to talk about how it's more about the river you're flowing down than the boat you're in. You could be on the worst boat ever. You could be on a reef. But if you're in the Amazon rainforest, you're moving. Right? It doesn't matter. It's more about the river, the waves, being on it, being early. And the internet, by the way, the internet is something that's already made millions, billions. We're talking about being bigger than something that was humongous. So the analogy when I was studying this that I loved was farmer versus tractor analogy, right? Imagine a farmer working 100-hour weeks, grinding your butt off. Some guy invents a tractor and he does what you do in 100 hours in like 20 minutes, right? It's a moment. It's a moment where you're like, this used to take me so long. Some people are going to complain about tractors taking our jobs. Other people just learn how to use the tractor. I mean, those are kind of the two camps for that world. And AI is the exact same. AI is here, it's transformative. You don't have to think very hard anymore to get the results you've always wanted to get, right? You don't have to think very hard. AI can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, but it takes a little bit of like making genius moves, like being on top of the wave and learning about the tech and being on Genius and these kind of stuff in order for you to just get learned it, right? But it's not that hard. It's kindergarten simple. We've made it really, really simple. So, ChatGPT is great. I started using this to build my tool, and I just started using it to try to help my people, but there was a huge problem. Like the prompts, you know when you're typing in ChatGPT? My prompts that I had to create, I was doing 3 months of prompt engineering, which just means I was sitting there with ChatGPT for 3 months trying to type it over and over again, 10,000 times, trying to get the perfect prompts. They would be like 7 pages long. And I'm going back to my community and being like, here's a 7-page long prompt, here's 100 different prompts, here's a 700-page long document, have fun, go use it. And I'm like, that is awesome. ChatGPT doesn't know about you, doesn't know about your product, you have to start all over again. I'm like, this ain't work. Listen, here's the deal with AI, right? AI is an engine. ChatGPT is an engine. You've heard of Claude, you've heard of Gemini, you've heard of Minstrel, you've heard of Llama. They're all engines like the engine in a vehicle. But the thing is that vehicles need vehicles, right? Every single profession in the world needs a different sort of vehicle to get around, depending on what they do. They all have engines, but somebody needs to start building vehicles. You can put this engine in and people can move on, right? Vehicles that can swap out different engines. Because Claude 3 just got released, and that's way better than ChatGPT immediately. So you need to be able to switch out things and constantly be on top of it. And all different professionals do different types of things, even though they all need engines on top of it. So, I read this quote by my buddy Peter Diamandis, who created the school Singularity University. Every profession will have an AI co-pilot by 2028. What does that mean? That means everyone will have access to an AI tool that is built for their job to help them do what they need to do, to help them be more successful. That's a crazy idea. Everybody? Every profession is about people. This is why I started building my first AI business. It's about a year ago. got the domain name, dsl.ai, that was the sales letter, any of the sales letters, right? Engaged on like 20 of the biggest advertising campaigns in the world, all little 8 figures in sales. Launched this thing and people were blown away. It is really crazy, right? When you do the right sort of prompt engineering, you build this in a simple way, and make it kindergarten simple, people can get the results without being smart. I like to say AI is disrupting big brain people, right? That was it. You know how like you have to be really smart to get results back in the day? You know, it's more of like you need at least a C if you want to have a nice summer and not get yelled at by your parents and go to the beach, right? All you actually need is just the answers to the test, right? I don't want to know the answers. I don't care about it very much. I want to go with it. So at the end of the day, people just need the answer whispered in their ear to get the results. So this is really crazy because really soon we have like this $40,000 a month recurring business. We just built this business, people loved it, it's brand new revolutionary technology, and we got 40 grand a month in recurring revenue just rolling in. I'm like, this is pretty awesome.